Right now, this morning, what you need to know before you head to vote on this election day. And a student detained. What we know about another ICE University detainment in Minnesota.
Plus, we have an election day, a round of an alert day. We have, again, travel impacts that could be along with snow, wind, and rainfall north of I-90. More about that in just a moment.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Tuesday, April 1st, April Fool's, but the alert day, as we said, is not a trick. Some of us might wish it was, right?
Yeah, I know,
but
right?
It's not.
Tell me about it. Like, we could all go watch baseball instead, right? Yeah, holding on and, of course, voting. We'll also see today as we get into it here, this event starts around the evening hours, coming around, say, the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hour for your evening commute, and then continuing on. It's going to intensify as we go right through your evening commute and into the overnight hours for tonight with the possibility of storm activity on the way. We'll also see that will impact your travels not only for this evening commute, but for tomorrow's commute, which will be a lot more slushy. We could have the potential for river flooding as we get into it. Why? Because of the rain and snow mix in the forecast. We'll see a lot of that rain and snow mix kind of working down towards areas by Eau Claire, possibly extending down to Prairie du Chien, and before lifting back up with stronger wind gusts coming in and pushing everything back up to the north. This could affect the Wisconsin River by Wausau to south of Wausau, getting into areas right by the D.C. Everest Park there. Also, we could see this continue to get a little bit closer, as you can see, for areas right by the Black River Falls area. You can also see that continuing on there. That would be the Black River. All right, we get into it here. We've got the warning in play as we get into tonight. It starts again all the way in the afternoon into the evening hours. This goes until at least into 9 a.m. for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be more like a rainfall event, pushing that snow out of the area. We also have the winter weather advisories that is in play. That also continues in, where we're going to see more rainfall cutting across the United States and moving into our forecast to finish out as we finish out on Wednesday, going into the late evening hours. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Today is Election Day. Some of the races we are keeping our eyes on today include the state Supreme Court race between Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel. The eyes of the nation are on that one. There'll also be the La Crosse mayoral race, city council seats, and school board. The League of Women Voters stopped by yesterday to talk about the importance of getting out to vote.
Need everyone to vote. We want young, old, men, women. Everybody's got an important voice. There's a lot of outside money that comes into these races, but no matter what, one person, one voice. And so people need to think about what's important to them and vote accordingly.
You can find your ballot and polling place information at myvote.wi.gov. If you're not registered, no need to worry. The DMV is extending hours so you can get your voter ID today. Service centers will remain open till 6. If you need an ID, make sure you bring a birth certificate, proof of identity, and Wisconsin residency. And we're getting an early look at some early voting numbers when it comes to absentee ballots in La Crosse County. 14,726 were sent out. 12,821 have been returned so far. You can return yours until 8 p.m. Today, La Crosse residents will also cast their ballot for the city's next mayor. Shondell Washington Spivey and Chris Kalo are squaring off for that bid. Yesterday, Shondell Washington Spivey held an election eve rally. The event brought his supporters together one last time.
I think that the community is truly going to show up. I think the community is really ready for change in City Hall. I think that this community truly understands the vision around how do we build a La Crosse where everyone belongs, and that's what I'm standing on, so I'm hoping that takes me through April 1st.
We also spoke with his opponent, Chris Kalo. She says that she has enjoyed meeting and hearing from the people of La Crosse.
Knocking doors, thousands of doors the last 8 weeks. So I've heard the hopes and dreams and concerns of residents. I've been listening all over the city, from the north side to the south side. And I think that I have what it takes to make sure that I can hit the ground running and get the city moving.
Spending is surging in the final hours of the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. Reports have it nearing $100 million. Republican-backed Brad Schimmel is facing off against Democratic-backed Susan Crawford. The Wisconsin Elections Commission said nearly 645,000 early votes have been cast.
They are so wound up about the money in the race. You know why they're wound up? Because 2 years ago, they got all the money. And this time, we're more competitive. So their brains are exploding over this.
We need to make sure we turn out the vote. This is critical. This is about our Supreme Court. It is about our rights, and it's about our state.
Right now, Liberals holds a 4-3 advantage on the court. If you need help finding your polling place, you can head over to our elections page at news8000.com. You'll also find some answers to other election questions there. And happening now, New Jersey Senator Cory Booker and a few other senators are continuing a marathon protest on the Senate floor. We'll take a live look now. You see Senator Booker there. He's hunched over a bit. That's because he's been speaking since 7 p.m. last night. He has been passing it to and from. A few colleagues have joined him, including Connecticut Senator Murphy, as well as Senator Peter Welch from Vermont. Booker is vowing to disrupt Senate business as long as I am physically able, he said, protesting actions by the Trump administration. In emotional remarks, he invoked the late Senator John McCain while warning about potential Medicaid cuts. We'll take a listen right now at what the senator's saying.
It's April 20th. The President of the United States, who's already invoked a 1780-something law, also asked his immigration folks, his Homeland Security folks, to do a 90-day review about the Insurrection Act of 1807. Now, there's people probably watching and say, what is the Insurrection Act? I bet a lot of folks, I had to look up what the Alien Enemies Act was. So let me tell folks what the Insurrection Act that our president, on his first day in office, of all the things a president has to do, he turned to the...
That is Senator Cory Booker there of New Jersey. He has been speaking on the Senate floor since 7 p.m. last night in response to recent Trump administration actions. This is not a filibuster, though. Booker's speech follows other marathon floor speeches by senators in recent years. And Americans, meanwhile, still waiting for the details of President Donald Trump's long-awaited tariffs against all U.S. trading partners. The president plans to lay that out at a White House ceremony tomorrow. The lead-up has rattled world stock markets and consumer confidence, as Derek Waller reports.
In just one day, President Donald Trump will unveil a new round of reciprocal tariffs against U.S. trading partners in what he's calling Liberation Day.
The numbers will be lower than what they've been charging us.
The tariff threat causing major swings in stock markets in the U.S. and overseas in recent days.
The president has always said that the stock market is a snapshot of a moment in time, and he's doing what's best for Main Street and Wall Street.
Still, the uncertainty has led to a drop in U.S. consumer confidence. A new CBS News poll shows more than 50% of Americans disapprove of the president's handling of the economy and inflation. President Trump is also teeing up new 25% tariffs on foreign cars and auto parts, which experts warn could increase the price of new cars by $5,000 to $10,000. Prices for used cars could also go up.
I voted for Trump. I trust him in some regards, but it's just the uncertainty of what's going to happen.
Monday, the president was joined by musician Kid Rock as he signed an executive order aimed at combating ticket scalping.
Make America fun again.
President Trump also confirmed he's planning his first foreign trip of his second term in the coming weeks to Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates.
The Trump administration faces mounting legal battles. Monday, a California judge delayed the president's order, ending protected status for 300,000 Venezuelans. Meanwhile, multiple organizations are suing over Trump's election overhaul order, requiring citizenship proof for voter registration. Minnesota State University Mankato's president confirms a second student has been detained by ICE. The university says ICE provided no reason for Friday's detainment and hasn't requested additional information. This comes a day after ICE took a graduate student into custody at the University of Minnesota's Twin Cities campus. Students reacted to the news yesterday.
Like an international student here and thinking ICE is around us every time, that's kind of like concerning.
I was flabbergasted, I guess is the word I would say. Like, I didn't expect that.
Minnesota State University Mankato has more than 1,000 international students on campus. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar says she's pressing ICE for more information. Not guilty pleas were entered for a man accused of selling drugs that led to an overdose death and is now bound over for trial. 47-year-old Todd Paff faces felony counts for possession with intent to deliver meth and fentanyl. He's also facing charges of first-degree reckless homicide. A man accused in a Tacoma New Year's attempted homicide faces arraignment today. 47-year-old Ryan Goad is accused of shooting and attempting to kill his father, 80-year-old Robert, then fleeing with his children. He faces 6 counts, including attempted first-degree homicide. His arraignment is at 1. The former Campbell Hotel manager sentenced in a prostitution case. 48-year-old James Ziss pleaded guilty Friday to solicitation and disorderly conduct. As manager of Norwood Inn & Suites, Ziss allegedly housed 2 women in exchange for sexual favors. He'll serve 6 days in jail with 1-year probation. Remaining charges were dismissed. The Supreme Court seems likely to side with Catholic Charities after a religious rights case hearing. The charities claim Wisconsin violated First Amendment protections by denying tax exemptions. The ruling could expand which groups qualify for religious tax breaks. Justices questioned why the state only exempts groups that promote faith through worship or teaching, suggesting possible discrimination. The time now is 6:11, still ahead. Goldman Sachs says the economy faces a growing risk of a recession. A recall is underway for egg substitutes. And DoorDash and Uber call for no taxes on tips for drivers. And President Trump plans to unveil sweeping reciprocal tariffs tomorrow. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Basketball phenom Caitlin Clark setting another record off the court. The Indiana Fever rookie's signature card just sold for $366,000. That is the highest price ever for a women's sports card, topping Serena Williams' previous record by nearly $100,000. Clark, the top pick in the 2024 draft, caps her debut season as Rookie of the Year. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick call with Madison. Stay with us. We're back after this.
Get ready for the Spring Gift and Craft Show at the Onalaska Omni Center. Shop more than 100 of the best gift and craft vendors in the area. Entry is free, but we are accepting non-perishable food donations. Don't miss the Spring Gift and Craft Show.
Growing up in Chippewa Falls, we had some tough times. My little sister was born with special needs, so I became her protector. And when my dad was laid off, we all had to step up. Along the way, I learned a lot about hard work, common sense, and most of all, what it means to look out for people. I'm Susan Crawford, and looking out for people is why I became a prosecutor and a judge. And I'm asking for your vote.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. I'm out of here.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
Protect yourself from the harsh sun with Sonesta retractable awnings and solar screens from Asher Lasting Exteriors. With over 150 fabrics to choose from and the largest sizes available, you can create shade to match your home and style. Join us for our spring open house Friday and Saturday, April 4th and 5th at either showroom in Eau Claire or Onalaska. Enjoy super spring savings with up to 25% off your entire project. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for up to 12 months at Asher Lasting Exteriors.
Breaking news tonight, President Donald Trump is officially weighing in. Trump has endorsed Brad Schimmel in the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Trump called the election, quote, very important.
And Trump's right. If we elect Susan Crawford to the Supreme Court, none of the good that he's trying to do nationally will trickle down to Wisconsin. I think the stakes have never been higher.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. This election is so important. Please get out and vote for Wisconsin's Brad Schimmel.
Get ready for the Spring Gift and Craft Show at the Onalaska Omni Center. Shop more than 100 of the best gift and craft vendors in the area. Entry is free, but we are accepting non-perishable food donations. Don't miss the Spring Gift and Craft Show.
Well, good morning for you. As we get into it, this alert day holding on to moisture really beginning to pick up as we get into the west coast. Look at that area of low pressure just really circulating there, coming out of just off the coast of Portland there in Washington, as well as Oregon. You can see that continuing down to the northern portion of California as well. More moisture continues to billow up along most of the northern tier, working its way here as well as the central plains, and that's where this next system is coming from. That's where that system's coming from, and it's going to affect us. You can see Wichita is the bullet point right there, and as we bring it closer, we are now out of that threat. You can see it, well, at least La Crosse is going down to Prairie du Chien, but you can see down to the southern portion of Wisconsin, they are still in that marginal risk, which is a low risk for severe weather. Then we carry over into tomorrow. Into the morning hours, you can see La Crosse is in a marginal risk for severe weather here, not so much Eau Claire. You get down to the south, Prairie du Chien is now still in a slight chance for severe weather. We had this here yesterday, but now that backed off for today. So you're seeing that all the way down to getting into Dubuque, Iowa, and continuing on with their local temperatures holding on to the 20s, some 30s mixed in there as well. A slight wind chill this early morning because the winds are slowly but surely beginning to pick up. Feels like 20 degrees on your skin in Eau Claire, Black River Falls 17 degrees it feels like there, Sparta in the teens as well, holding on to La Crosse at 26 degrees. So as we carry over to how this all looks, and I've showed you, this is the 5 o'clock hour still. I'm going to bring this back into you to show you the increasing cloud cover because I want you to see that clearing and then get back into cloudier skies as we get into the afternoon with rainfall potential possibly coming in just around the 5 o'clock hour to 6 o'clock hour and continuing on all the way into the overnight into tomorrow. For La Crosse, you're looking at again, you've got the clearing skies, sunnier skies into the sunrise time with increasing clouds coming back again. Temperatures possibly around, say, 43 degrees for you there, possibly a wee bit more, but we've got the rainfall coming in at the 5 o'clock hour for you. And the rain comes first, followed by the snow. When I come back, I'll have a better overview of how this all shapes up. Stick around.
President Trump plans to unveil those sweeping reciprocal tariffs tomorrow while promising trade policies that benefit Americans. Economists warn of higher consumer prices and economic slowdowns. Amy Kiley reports on efforts to manage impacts, prepare retaliation, and control messaging.
I think everybody's concerned.
A final scramble is underway ahead of tomorrow's planned unveiling of President Donald Trump's sweeping new tariffs.
They're reciprocal. So whatever they charge us, we charge them, but we're being nicer than they were.
Some international leaders are trying to mitigate impacts, and the U.S. Senate is expected to take up a resolution aimed at blocking the tariffs on Canadian goods. Only a small handful of Republicans say they might join Democrats in supporting it, but others are voicing concerns.
Tariffs will create pain for some businesses, and I think Wisconsin will be particularly hard hit with all the manufacturing and agricultural interests.
We've already heard from some of our beef processors, popcorn exporters, that they're losing some market share in Europe.
Meanwhile, some countries are preparing to retaliate against the U.S. South Korea, China, and Japan say they're planning a joint response. Other nations say they're working on measures too. The final part of today's scramble involves messaging.
It will be Liberation Day in America.
The U.S. stock market is coming off its worst quarter in years. Goldman Sachs says a recession is now more likely due to tariffs, but Trump and his allies promise a bright future with more domestic manufacturing.
We have to get factors in place in these unfair trade laws to where they don't drive a race to the bottom.
Like you heard there, Goldman Sachs says the U.S. economy faces a growing risk of a recession as Trump's trade war threatens to stunt growth. The Wall Street Bank is warning clients now that it's seeing a 35% chance of a recession in the next 12 months. That's up from 20% previously. Goldman Sachs still expects the U.S. economy will avoid a downturn, but other forecasters think it's more of a 50-50 call. A food manufacturer is pulling more than 212,000 pounds of egg substitute from store shelves because the products could contain bleach. The items are 32-ounce cartons of Egg Beaters Original and Bob Evans Veteran eggs made with real egg whites. There is a possibility the products were sent to distributors and food service establishments nationwide. No reports of anyone getting sick. DoorDash and Uber are calling on Republican lawmakers to have the Trump administration's no tax on tips pledge include people who deliver food and drive rideshare. The proposal would allow most casinos and restaurant employees to claim the deduction, but most rideshare drivers are independent contractors, not employees, which means the bill wouldn't apply to them. The director of the Economic Policy Institute adds that tax-free tips could cause some employers to not raise wages. That was a look at your consumer news. We will send it over to Art now. He's got a look at our forecast.
All right, unless you've just started joining us, we have an alert day today, and we carry over into it. This is for today, starting into the early evening hours and continuing on to the morning for Wednesday. It is for travel impacts that are going to be, well, pretty much hit by snow and, of course, rain and ice moving into the picture as well. This will be north along I-90. In fact, we'll see more of that rain and ice kind of moving down along I-90 as well. We'll show you that in just a moment. Hey, take a look here. We're getting the current winter alerts here today throughout Wednesday. This is going to be in effect starting a little bit to our west earlier than this. They've got a winter storm warning in play. You can see possibly 2 to 7 inches possibly in the forecast. Glaze, ice also associated with that as well. Then we get into the winter weather advisory. That is pretty much for us over here, as you can see. That is going to hold on to, again, rainfall, snowfall getting into about 2, possibly to 4, possibly 6 inches of snow in the forecast. Isolated areas can get up to 7. We've got wind gusts getting up to possibly 33 to 35 miles per hour in some cases. River flooding not out of the question as you get into areas by the Black River, possibly over the Wisconsin River, getting into the Yellow River as well, working in because of the rain and snow mix holding on. So that'll be coming in the evening hours, carrying over all the way through Wednesday as well. So we've got this. We have the cloud cover coming in, starting out with mostly clear skies to start. We get into the sunrise time. We're going to gradually increase the cloud cover coming in. 9:30 rolls around. We're holding on to rainfall trying to cross the Mississippi. You can see it kind of moving in, working into the northwestern portion of Wisconsin. Then you're going to see down to the south, that starts to work across the Mississippi River as well. Light rainfall in the process as we get in the 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hour, followed by rainfall starting to hit the ground really as we get in the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock time slot. A rain-snow mix moves in for La Crosse, holding on all the way into rain, turning into snow. That works northward all the way up to the areas as we finish the evening commute and going into folks kind of heading home, starting their process for tomorrow. Then you're going to see as we get into the overnight hours, midnight, you're looking at, again, rain and snow up to the forecast. So we've got a slushy roadway coming in for the morning commute. Once you start that, you're going to see light to moderate rainfall moving in the picture. That's going to move in with the potential for storm activity working in the forecast. You see it coming up from the south, coming up from Bosqueville and Prairie du Chien. You also see a little bit of that amounts coming in from Preston, going right into La Crosse, and then larger batches coming in from Mankato, heading towards Minneapolis and going towards Chippewa Falls. We see that continue to stretch a little bit as it sags, going eastward, northeastward out of the area. By the morning commute, you see most of that rainfall is lifting out of the area, thankfully, but you can see some of it is still kind of lingering. But the roadways will be slushy. Snow continues to get pushed up to the north as well as the pink there. That's the mix of rain and snow. We'll go into the 9 o'clock hour in just the morning hours with light rainfall here, lighter to moderate rainfall continuing on as you get into areas by Minneapolis. That continues on there. Everything begins to track a little bit more to the northeast by the time we finish the noon hour. Still some light rainfall down to the south with most of the rainfall up to the north. And as we get into the 4 o'clock hour, it looks like we're almost finished and done. Let's take a look at how this all shapes up as we get into it. We're looking at the possibility of rainfall coming back. I'll give you an overview of how this all shapes up with the rainfall. We could see possibly up to 1 to maybe 2 inches of rainfall getting into the area, and that's a 2-day total. Possibly that's kind of pushing it. We'll also see as we get into it, you can see the temperatures holding on to 47 today, 66 tomorrow, which is the warmest day of the week. More 50s to ensue with more sunshine on the way.
All right, Art, thank you. Well, are you looking to lose weight this spring? Ahead, why one study is saying intermittent fasting may help you lose more than regular old calorie counting.
Breaking news tonight, President Donald Trump is officially weighing in. Trump has endorsed Brad Schimmel in the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Trump called the election, quote, very important.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. Get out and vote for Brad Schimmel.
In all home furniture stores.
The Driftless region is a thriving community where tradition and innovation shine. And Culligan has a long history of providing custom solutions to address the area's water worries, like iron, sulfur, PFAS, and manganese. Culligan, water you love since 1936.
I'm Brittany Kinzer. I've been a teacher, public school principal, and an education CEO. And I'm running for superintendent because Jill Underly has failed. Underly lowered academic standards. I'll restore them. Underly has overseen a reading crisis. I'll refocus education on reading, writing, and math. And Underly hid MPS financial trouble from voters. I will always be honest with you. I'm Brittany Kinzer. I care about our kids' future, and I'm asking for your vote.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside.
Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Get your tickets before they're gone. Visit MidwestHorseFair.com.
It was a beautiful day. I was riding my motorcycle, and a drunk driver turned into my path and ran me over and just drove away.
It was very stressful. We were getting bills left and right, and some of them were very, very big.
Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben had a game plan from the start. Thank you for handling my case with integrity and honesty and with an awesome game plan. And it ended perfectly.
You need an experienced attorney on your side. Schwebel, Getz, and Sieben.
Susan Crawford is an activist judge, does not want to require an ID to vote, does not want to protect our kids or our communities. She has an agenda, and she is hardcore left. It's really scary to me what she could do in the next 10 years if she gets elected.
Get ready for the Spring Gift and Craft Show at the Omni Center.
A rough start to the 2025 campaign for the Brewers, falling to 0-3 after getting swept by the Yankees over the weekend. And the Bronx Bombers knocked out 15 home runs against Milwaukee.
Yeah, 36 runs. It was a rough start, but Milwaukee was looking to get back on track with some success at home this time, taking on the Kansas City Royals.
A bit of a somber start to the day, though, as Bob Uecker was not in attendance for the Crew's first home game for the first time in over 5 decades after passing away back in January.
But there was no shortage of support for the baseball legend, as there was Uecker jerseys and shirts all over the tailgating lots, and even a special tribute video before first pitch. And a couple of fans noted how the day seemed to be missing Mr. Baseball.
I think losing Mr. Uecker was huge for baseball in general, not just the Milwaukee Brewers. We're going to miss him.
A summer day is sitting outside when it's really nice and you got Uecker in the background talking, and that's a perfect day. So that's the way it's been for my life for many years. So that's what I always look forward to.
Home opener for the Crew, looking to avoid their first 0-4 start since 2015. And not the way you want to get things going in this one off the bat. Already down 1-0 when Hunter Renfroe hits a frozen rope to left field. With a couple Royals on, that makes it 3-0 away side. Then 4-0 in the 7th before Salvador Perez gets into one, skying it into left field, and it is gone to extend the Kansas City lead. The Royals put this one to bed in that 7th inning with 6 runs total in the frame. Jonathan India with a bullet to left to score a couple more. And the Milwaukee offense was not much better than the pitching today. But here's one of the few highlights. Jackson Chourio goes the opposite way to make it 10-1. But there would be no comeback today. The shorthanded Brewers dropped this one 11-1 to the Royals. But despite the very slow start to the season and the slew of injuries, the reigning NL Manager of the Year still believes in this team.
I mean, worry's a waste of time. We just got to get busy. We got great people in that room, and I believe in that room. I believe in this team. You guys can laugh at me if you want, but I believe in this team. And I believe that they'll learn from this. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to be in a different spot now where you're not sweeping your first series. And it's a lot of these guys are still very, very young in the game.
And Cade, the Brewers will have to turn things around a little bit quicker here as they're falling behind in the NL Central. Don't want to give up too much ground here early on in the season.
No, they don't, but hopefully they can get some reinforcements on that pitching staff, and they've also got a chance to get back in this series tomorrow at 6:40 and on Wednesday at 12:10.
All right, that'll do it for us here from AmFam Field. We've got more news coming up next.
Tuesday, April 1st is April Fuels Day. Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend. Not kidding. Earn a 25-cent fuel saver for every $40. Tuesday, April Fuels Day at Hy-Vee.
When you have a drain backup, you need help fast. From slow drains to clogged mains, we solve it all. Maxwell White has been solving sewer, septic, and drain issues in the La Crosse Coulee region for more than 30 years. Fast, reliable, and professional. Call or book online today.
Does Random Starship Mortgage sponsor your kids' t-ball team? I doubt it.
Firefighters Credit Union is a strong, reliable lender that has been a proud member of the community for nearly a century. Trust Firefighters Credit Union for your next home loan. Call Matt or Troy today.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Breaking news tonight, President Donald Trump is officially weighing in. Trump has endorsed Brad Schimmel in the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Trump called the election, quote, very important, and Trump's right.
If we elect Susan Crawford to the Supreme Court, none of the good that he's trying to do nationally will trickle down to Wisconsin. I think the stakes have never been higher.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. This election is so important. Please get out and vote for Wisconsin's Brad Schimmel.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. At American Waterworks, we use modern techniques and warranted solutions to restore your peace of mind in your home. After all, your home's foundation issues won't get better with time, but it will with our proven solutions. Choose confidence, choose reliability, choose American Waterworks.
Slow or clogged sink, toilet, or main drain? Maxwell White can help. Ask about our $99 mainline drain opening special. Includes a free camera inspection. Address the root problem now to avoid costly repairs or future damage. Call or book online today.
Tuesday, April 1st is April Fuels Day. Earn a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $40 you spend. Not kidding. Earn a 25-cent fuel saver for every $40. Tuesday, April Fuels Day at Hy-Vee.
First Warn Weather on News 8 Now. Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back in your morning medical news. CDC leaders blocked experts' report on measles risks, according to a new investigation. The suppressed assessment warned of high infection risk in under-vaccinated areas near current outbreaks. The report would have emphasized vaccination importance as the highly contagious disease spreads across 19 states. A CDC spokesperson claimed the assessment wasn't released because it contained nothing the public doesn't already know. Many of us are aware of intermittent fasting. You've probably heard of it. Maybe you've even tried it. It is a pattern of eating based on time limits. A new study finds intermittent fasting methods can have better results than calorie restricting. CBS's Danya Backus explains.
48-year-old Brian Enderweiss tried different strategies to get healthy, but many were not sustainable.
I felt like I had very little to lose and a whole lot to gain. Coming out of the pandemic, I didn't really feel too great about my sense of wellness at that point in time.
In 2021, at nearly 250 pounds, he signed up for a study at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, where 165 overweight or obese adults were assigned to a calorie-restricting diet for 12 months. Some did 4-3 intermittent fasting.
You significantly restrict intake on selected days a week, and then you eat your normal diet.
Study author Dr. Victoria Catanacci says on 3 non-consecutive days, the fasting group restricted energy intake to about 400 to 600 calories a day. The other 4 days, they ate normally, but were encouraged to make healthy choices.
Both groups were targeting a 34% restriction over the course of the week. They were just achieving it in very different ways.
The fasting group had a 7.6% change in body weight compared to 5% in the calorie restriction group. The fasting group also had more people achieve 5% weight loss.
That's kind of our benchmark for where you're going to start to see pretty significant health benefits for weight loss.
People in the fasting group had more improvements in blood pressure, cholesterol, and glucose levels. That's the group Brian was in. He lost 60 pounds.
Today, I'm not strictly fasting quite as much, but I do feel that overwhelmingly, I get a choice multiple times a day to decide how to fuel myself, and those choices add up.
He says his 40s are his healthiest decade yet.
All participants were given a free gym membership and encouraged to exercise for at least 300 minutes per week. In addition to group-based behavioral support, participants received instruction in calorie counting. The Department of Justice, meanwhile, awarding the Parenting Place a $600,000 grant. This is the 5th time they've been awarded the 3-year grant. It'll allow the place to continue its work with families impacted by domestic violence. The program funded by the grant provides free access to supervised visitation and safe exchange services for families experiencing domestic violence.
With support, children can be spending time with both of their parents in a safe way, and it's the support of this program that makes that happen.
Last year, the program served a total of 52 families and 83 children. New parking rates start at La Crosse's parking ramps today. Parking will be $1 an hour Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Drivers can also take part in an optional 10-day rate instead. Parking will still be free on Sundays. The Train All Abilities Park is set to reopen later today. It's located on 15th and Chase Streets. Helps provide a place where children with cognitive, sensory, and physical disabilities can go and enjoy the outdoors. It's open daily from 9 to 8. We'll send it over now to Art. He's got a look at our morning commute.
All right, right on to it. We go right ahead with the weather alert day. Now, you know it, right? This early morning, things are calm. The winds are going to be picking up as we get past the 7 o'clock hour. Then we get into the afternoon. Clouds will be on the increase. We'll hold on to the possibility as we get into the late afternoon with a slight chance of rainfall kicking into the forecast. Travel impacts will start to work into the evening commute as rain starts to move in around the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour, starting to really come into fruition to finish out by the middle portion of the afternoon. I should say the evening commute. 20s right now, some teens still intermixed in there. 31 in La Crosse. You're holding on to 27 in Eau Claire. A bit of a wind chill still holding on where it feels like it's like at least 20 degrees in Eau Claire. It feels like it's 26 in La Crosse. Down to the south, we still have those teens working into the feels like temperature. Today, we got dry and breezy conditions, more clouds. You already know that. Late afternoon, slight chance of rainfall. You know that too. Evening and rainfall comes in. It's rain, snow. As we go into consecutive order, then we'll see potential for ice and storms coming into the forecast as we get into the evening hours and overnight. Kids going to school today, 30 degrees as you go into La Crosse. You're looking at that. Breezy, feels chilly on your skin. 43 degrees in the afternoon, breezy with a chance of rainfall in the forecast. We'll carry over to Eau Claire, 29. Mostly cloudy skies becoming mostly cloudy again as we finish out going into clouds on the increase for you. We'll also see as we get into it here, we'll roll right through the detailed forecast for today. You've got the clouds, you've got the rain and snow coming around the 4 o'clock now showing for La Crosse. Rain turning into a mix, and then we've got the light rain and more snow coming back to finish out into the evening hours. Eau Claire, you've got the sunshine, cloudiness in as we go into the late morning hours. Rain comes back in for you possibly around the 4 o'clock hour. Snow comes in 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You're in the snow for everybody else as well. I'll have more about this coming up for you in just a moment.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, Shirley is turning 88. She loves spending Friday nights playing cards and spending time with her friends and family.
Happy birthday, Shirley. If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
Some area high schoolers are turning the spelling bee into a comedy. Ahead here from the cast and crew of the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee Live.
Brad Schimmel would ban abortions with no exceptions for rape or incest or the mother's health, and jail doctors who perform them. You have the right to make your own health care decisions. Don't let Brad Schimmel take that right away.
At Choice Hotels like this Quality Inn, you get more for your money so you can maximize any vacation and get more of that family time. Can I see that? Maximized. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Breaking news tonight, President Donald Trump is officially weighing in. Trump has endorsed Brad Schimmel in the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Trump called the election, quote, very important.
And Trump's right.
If we elect Susan Crawford to the Supreme Court, none of the good that he's trying to do nationally will trickle down to Wisconsin. I think the stakes have never been higher.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. This election is so important. Please get out and vote for Wisconsin's Brad Schimmel.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 715-469-6907. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 715-469-6907. Again, that's 715-469-6907.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
It's the Macy's Spring VIP Sale. Save now on the brands you love, like new looks from your favorite designers, and beauty essentials at our best prices. The Spring VIP Sale, our most exclusive brands at prices you won't want to miss. Now through Sunday.
Brad Schimmel would ban abortions with no exceptions for rape or incest or the mother's health, and jail doctors who perform them. You have the right to make your own health care decisions. Don't let Brad Schimmel take that right away.
All right, well, good morning to you. Welcome back. As we get into your forecast, we have a weather alert day for this election day, as you can see, holding on to this evening, coming back again in the morning hours. So we're going to see that overnight. Travel impacts are going to, in fact, impact your evening commute tonight, going into your morning commute as well, and then into your afternoon commute for tomorrow. North of along I-90, as well as portions down to the south, you'll pick that up. But right now, it's pretty nice outside. We're holding on to some, well, a little bit chilly on chilly. It feels like 31 degrees out there right now. I should say 26 degrees. Temperatures at 31 degrees. Let's get into it, how it all looks over in Eau Claire. If we can get that real quick here. If it does come up, we'll see it. There it is. We've got the Eau Claire side looking pretty nice for you out there as well. Some blue still holding on right now, for now. The winds aren't up there kicking up just yet. Current winter alerts, you see that coming in. We've got a winter warning that's coming into play. We've got some snow coming in, wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour plus in some cases up to the north. We'll also see, as we get into it, a weather advisory. That's a winter weather advisory. You can see snow possibly up to about 2 to 4 inches maybe in the forecast area, but we'll see most of that snow up to the north, and of course a mix of rain and snow. Highs for today, 40s, some widespread today. You've got the snow, cloudy skies expected with breezy winds, as I already mentioned. Then we get that rain-snow mix coming in. First we start off, we get in the early morning hours. By after sunrise here, we're holding on to cloudiness, getting into partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies, going right back into rainfall, slipping through by the noon hour up to the north. That comes across the Mississippi River by 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It really begins to kind of move across the Mississippi River. Light stuff, maybe not even hitting the ground just yet. But once we get into your evening commute, man, oh man, look at that. We've got some rain snow mix in there right there, holding onto it. You see the blue, that is snow. You've got the mix, that's in the purple, or the pink if you want to call it that, getting into sliding up to the north, turning into more snow. You can see it by La Crosse all the way to Viroqua and Decorah, getting right back into Rochester, holding on to Red Wing. Continues to lift up even more so by the 9 o'clock hour. So once we get through your evening commute, you've got snow on the ground. You've got a mix of rain and snow. You've got slushy conditions in the forecast with rain down to the south. That continues on all the way over the 11 o'clock hour, and you'll see that rain and snow continue to get pushed up to the north. Winds out of the southeast continue to nudge all of this moisture coming up from the storms that are farther south in our area, bringing in light to moderate rainfall, possibly with storm activity in that. Then we finish up as we go into 6 o'clock hour, rain and snow during after your morning commute right now. Getting into it for tomorrow, you're seeing that continue to push all the way up to the north. You've got some lighter rainfall to finish out the morning hours for your morning commute, filling in more rainfall to put some rain on the ground. Once that happens, we get into the 2 o'clock hour, things begin to slide away and fade out. You'll see that continue to drag out as we go into the evening hours. There's snow, well, that's showing us we could get a little bit moving into the 9 o'clock hour, but once we take it into the midnight hour, 2 to 4 inches possibly, maybe 4 to 8 inches in some cases up to the north, with less down to the south. We get into the 6 o'clock hour for the morning, you can see we could possibly get about 1 to maybe 8 inches of snow for all the areas possible in the forecast. Ice, not out of the question, especially up to the north, not so much by La Crosse going southward in the area. And then once we get into it here, we'll see the possibility of the rainfall. That's showing at least 3/4 of an inch or less mostly. If you get into the storm activity coming in, that could add a little bit more so. So we could see this possibly get up to about maybe 1 to 2 inches in the forecast for you. So we finish out over the next few days. What do you guys think? We're holding on to 40s, 60s. Tomorrow will be the warmest day of the week. Drier conditions coming in to finish out the remainder of the week. And man, sunshine is on the way. Let's get out and enjoy that.
All right, thank you, Art. The award-winning Sparta Spotlight players are back with a hilarious new show. The 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee follows 6 adorably awkward adolescents on their daunting and downright funny quest for spelling glory. We are joined this morning by some of the cast to learn a little bit more. Good morning. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Excited to see you. Love your costumes.
Thank you.
So what can audiences expect from the show?
Well, one thing that our audiences can expect is just comedy from the moment we step on stage to the second we take our final bow.
Okay.
Another thing is we actually get to have the opportunity to invite audience members up on stage to do some improv with us.
Okay,
and the fun part about that is the fact that our show is different every night.
Okay, very interesting.
That's hilarious. So when and where can people see this?
You can see the show at Sparta High School on April 3rd at 7 p.m., April 4th at 7 p.m., April 5th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and April 6th at 7 p.m. 2 p.m.
Busy.
You guys are very busy. Okay, good to know there. And so after winning 2 outstanding musical awards already, what special touches are you adding to make this production maybe another potential award winner?
Well, like Noella said, we are inviting up audience participants, which is something that is so totally different than all of the other musicals that we've been doing. And not to mention that because our cast is so small, on top of all of our solo pieces, we are also singing ensemble for our other cast members. So it's been something very challenging, but very fun for all of us. Not to mention that along with our vocals, we have an amazing pit that's been doing such a great job so far, and a really big percussion section, which has been really great. And I don't know from experience yet, but from these guys, I know that they've been having such a fun time being able to play as fun little kids.
I think so, yeah. You'll have to tell us about your characters. Yeah, we can start with you.
Well, I play excuse me.
It's hard to talk this early, we get it.
I play Rona Lisa Peretti. She is the 3rd annual Putnam County champion.
Okay.
She's actually one of the few adults on the show, and she spends a lot of her time reminiscing about the past and how it was for her when she was a speller. And she is just so excited to get to see all of the kids grow throughout the show and see who will be the next champion.
Okay, what about you?
I play Miss Mahoney. Mahoney is actually another one of the adults in the show. She is the comfort counselor, and the reason why she's the comfort counselor is she's on her parole. She's doing her community service, and she's had such a hard time trying to comfort all these wacko kids. And the only thing she can really do is just give them a juice box.
Okay, as most of us adults have learned. And what about you?
I play Logan Schwartzengrubenier, who very clearly had a lisp. She is driven by the external pressure of her 2 gay fathers, and one thing that I love about her is she always writes out the word on her forearm to get a visual before she spells it.
Okay, very cool, and I love the freckles. Very cute. And what about you, sir?
I play Chip Tolentino. He is a Little League pitcher with a wicked screwball. He is also a Boy Scout. And fun fact about him, he won the 24th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. So come see if he'll win the 25th.
He's coming for a repeat. Okay.
All right, so how can we get tickets?
Anyone can find tickets on any search engine just by searching up our.show/spelling bee, and they will also be available at our door.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thank you so much. We'll have more information on our website, and thank you for being here with us this morning.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Breaking news tonight, President Donald Trump is officially weighing in. Trump has endorsed Brad Schimmel in the race for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Trump called the election, quote, very important.
That's Trump's message to Wisconsin. Get out and vote for Brad Schimmel.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado. Visit HometownChevy.com.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
It's time to say not so fast chronic kidney disease. Because with a progressive disease like CKD, slow is good. And believe me, I know all about slow. That's why I'm here to tell you about Jardiance. It's a little pill proven to slow the progression of CKD and reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardiance may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardiance. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So go on, say not so fast CKD. Ask your doctor about Jardiance for chronic kidney disease.
From laminate and vinyl to tile and wood, Floor & Decor has more options for pros, homeowners, and anyone looking for the right look at the right price. Your next beautiful space is at Floor & Decor.
Susan Crawford is an activist judge, does not want to require an ID to vote, does not want to protect our kids or our communities. She has an agenda, and she is hardcore left. It's really scary to me what she could do in the next 10 years if she gets elected.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. Today is Election Day. One of the biggest races we are watching is the Supreme Court race between Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel with the rest of the nation. There's also the La Crosse mayoral race, as well as some city council seats and school board.
We need everyone to vote. We want young, old, men, women. Everybody's got an important voice. There's a lot of outside money that comes into these races, but no matter what, one person, one voice. And so people need to think about what's important to them and vote accordingly.
You can find your ballot and polling place information at myvote.wi.gov. If you're not registered, that is okay. The Wisconsin DMV extending hours today so you can get your voter ID. They will stay open till 6 p.m. If you need an ID, don't forget your birth certificate, proof of identity, and Wisconsin residency. Today, La Crosse residents also casting their ballot for the city's next mayor. Shondell Washington Spivey and Chris Kalo are squaring off for that seat. Yesterday, Spivey held an Election Day Eve rally at the Dam Tasty, bringing together his supporters one last time to celebrate the work they've done.
I think that the community is truly going to show up. I think the community is really ready for change in City Hall. I think that this community truly understands the vision around how do we build a La Crosse where everyone belongs, and that's what I'm standing on, so I'm hoping that takes me through April 1st.
We also spoke with his opponent, Chris Kalo. She says she has enjoyed getting out and meeting the people of La Crosse.
Knocking doors, thousands of doors the last 8 weeks. So I've heard the hopes and dreams and concerns of residents. I've been listening all over the city, from the north side to the south side, And I think that I have what it takes to make sure that I can hit the ground running and get the city moving.
Spending is surging in the final hours of the Wisconsin Supreme Court race. Reports have it nearing $100 million. Republican-backed Brad Schimmel facing off against Democratic-backed Susan Crawford. Wisconsin Elections Commission said nearly 645,000 early votes have been cast.
They are so wound up about the money in the race. Yeah. You know why they're wound up? Because 2 years ago, they got all the money. And this time, we're more competitive. So their brains are exploding over this.
We need to make sure we turn out the vote. This is critical. This is about our Supreme Court. It is about our rights, and it's about our state.
Right now, Liberals hold a 4-3 advantage on the court. If you need help finding your polling location, head over to our elections page at news8000.com. You'll also find answers to other election questions you might have.
All right, Weather Alert Day today starts in the evening hours through your evening commute and continues through your morning commute for Wednesday. That'll go into your afternoon as well, and then finishing out going into your evening commute on Wednesday. So please be careful. Travel impacts could be wet and slushy. You're seeing the snow amounts possible up to at least 1 or less, maybe a trace all the way up to about 7 inches of snow possible. Ice can happen up along north of I-94. You see the rainfall amounts as well. Some pretty decent amounts we haven't had quite some time. Carrying over into another day of rainfall and snow for Wednesday. Drier conditions to follow suit afterwards.
We're heading to the drive-thru today. A new study reveals which chains get your order right. Chick-fil-A tops accuracy at 92%, but makes you wait the longest, 8 minutes on average. McDonald's and Burger King tie for second at 88% accuracy. KFC ranks the worst, getting orders right just 81% of the time. If you're in a hurry, Taco Bell gets you in and out fastest at just 4.3 minutes. This is all according to InTouch Insights' 25-year tracking study. Do you have one that you think is most reliable off the top of your head?
I do not off the top of my head.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
but they've laid it all out for us, I guess, right?
Right.
All right. Well, thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Tuesday. Ooh.